This guy wants to tell you a joke.
Tell me a joke. I don't know where this is going.
Do you know where they get virgin wool?
Where did they get virgin wool?
From ugly sheep.
Tell another one.
Okay.
All right.
What do you get if you cross a lamb and a rocket?
What?
A space sheep.
Ma!
Let's start the show. Welcome to Fiber Hustle.
Welcome.
We're glad to see you. My name is Chip.
My name is Aaron.
I like to sew.
I like to knit and crochet.
And you like to watch.
You do. Episode 18, Fiber Hustle.
18 going in the can.
Yep.
And we know that we've had some nags and some pings and some, hey, where you been? So we're glad to see you.
We are happy to see you. We're just on summer hours, but here we are.
So, Aaron, you...
That's me. That is me. That is I.
You just had a weekend.
I did have a weekend about a knitting retreat, which I can tell you all the tea, but let's start it big.
Wait, what?
Let's start this show big.
Okay. How big?
We're going to start with something that we've had for a while.
Already?
Yes.
You want to do this already?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, we're getting
because
right into it.
I feel terrible. We've had this for a little bit of while. We've had this for a little bit, and I'm just ready to throw them out to the world. Serial Knitters, Dye House Yarn of Serial Knitters, whatever that's Dye House Yarn is Serial Knitters' own yarn, was kind enough to dye yarn in a Fiber Hustle color. Are you ready for this?
I haven't even seen it yet.
Ready?
Are you kidding me?
I kid you not. So, I'll put down here and one down here. Debbie, a while ago, after we did the Serial Knitters store review shop tour, which you should watch a few episodes ago, said, hey, I would like to do something for you all. What colors do you like?
Debbie, this is gorgeous.
I know. Isn't it awesome?
I'm
so excited about it.
It's got your blue and my green.
Yes. So, I said we both like grays.
Yeah.
So, we said both like grays. I love blue's my favorite color. Green's Chip's favorite color.
Can I do this?
Yes, you can do that. I think it's a little bit behind. Green's Chip's favorite color, and she came back and she said, hey, look at these. I said, yes. And she gave me a couple of hanks. And we talked about what we should name it. I said, how about Fiber Hustle?
Yeah.
And
This is us.
That's what it's named.
That is so cool.
Very exciting.
You didn't tell me about this.
Yes, but wait, there's more.
What?
And going with the blue and green, we have a side hustle.
Oh.
So we have the side hustle for the blue and gray, which look absolutely fantastic, if you can see that. These are Dye House Yarn's Cherry Creek sock. They are both 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon, 450 yards of each. We're going to be giving away 2 of these together and 2 of these side hustles.
I would love
together.
a hat in this.
Well, you can't because we're giving them away.
Okay, so then can I at least...
Enter?
Can I enter?
You can enter to win.
Well, okay, so then I'm making up the rules.
Okay.
So it's back to school time. All I knew was that we were going to have a giveaway. I didn't really know that it was going to be... What is this? This is side hustle?
Fiber hustle?
Fiber hustle?
Side hustle.
Side hustle. I love it. Okay. So it's back to school time, and we would like to have a little back in time share about. And what that means is that you are going to post your elementary school of age picture on either Facebook or Instagram. You're going to put it out there to the world. Something that you've buried deep is going to... We are going to bring it back to life. We're going to pump new air in it. So, as the kids are hustling back to school, you're going to post your throwback picture of an elementary school age on Facebook or Instagram. And you're going to give a shout out to @FiberHustle with the hashtag #HustleBackToSchool.
Yes, Hustle Back to School is the hashtag, and tag us at @FiberHustle. You can say @FiberHustle, I want to win free yarn, hashtag Fiber. No, wait, Hustle Back to School.
Hustle Back to School, and it doesn't matter if you do it on Facebook or Instagram, you'll find us.
Just look what we wrote right here.
Yeah.
That will tell you all the details.
Love it.
Speaking of
Wait.
elementary skill,
Yeah.
we got to show this.
Oh my God.
Look at little Chip here.
Look at that handsome
how
guy.
Cute he is. What grade? How old do you think you were here?
I know for a fact. I love this. I loved my baby teeth. I still had baby teeth. These are all my baby teeth.
Aww.
And I don't know what's going on with the bangs, but this is my 4th grade picture. I was in St. Teresa's in Valley Forge, PA. I was in 4th grade. And I don't remember. I think that was a clip-on tie.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, but I was like, I mean, look at that face.
I love how they took you guys outside in the forest in the autumn.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
that was a school picture. I mean, look how good. I love it, except for the bangs. What was going on with the bangs? My mom gave me haircuts all the way through until high school.
You want to talk about bangs?
Yeah. Oh!
Boom! There's some bangs for you. Look how cute he is, though.
You're losing your baby teeth.
I think I got a tooth out there. I don't know what year this is. I have blocked out all childhood for some reason. I don't know what's going on. But one thing I do notice is I still buy shirts that look
I was going to say
exactly
that.
like this.
You still wear that kind of shirt.
I do still wear that kind of shirt.
Do you know who you look like in this? Mikey from Stranger Things.
Oh my god. I do kind of
You look like
him,
Mikey from Stranger Things.
Well, it was exactly the same time. This is probably 1984, 83 or something like that.
Yeah, because that was that had to be. I was 3 years older, so these are probably the same age. No, I'm 2 years older. I'm 2 years older.
You're old.
Whatever. Who cares?
You're older. You just had a birthday as well. But yeah.
And I still look just as good as I did.
You do. You look just as cute. Why don't you ever wear a tie?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, no.
Let's recreate these pictures this week. I think it would be so fun.
No.
Whatever. You look adorable.
So, for Fiber Hustle and Side Hustle, please post your elementary school age school picture. Actually, it doesn't have to be a school picture, just as long as it was school age. Like elementary school. And you're going to post them on Facebook or Instagram @FiberHustle, #HustleBackToSchool.
Debbie, you got these exactly right. They're great. They're delicious. I can't wait for whoever wins this or this, because there's two sets. I can't wait to see what you make with them. And I know she does have, it's a limited run. I know she does have the recipe. If you don't win it and you're in love with it, you can maybe talk to her about some kind of special order. But thanks again to Dye House Yarns, Serial Knitters. So excited.
Love it. And you know what? That was also the age when we lived in the country and we had 5 cats and we had like this farmhouse, and it was a cute house. And my sister and I had the upstairs. It was kind of like a converted loft. And one night she barrels down the stairs, goes to my parents' room and says, "There was a mouse in my bed. There's a mouse in my bed." And my parents are like, "Go get a cat." Go get a cat. Oh, and speaking of barreling down the stairs, so that was the same year that I got my Rubik's Cube.
Oh, okay.
Original. If I did good in school, my grandfather sent me for my birthday. I have an August birthday. Sent me my first Rubik's Cube, and I wish I still had that. That was the year we learned about. That was the year.
We might have to edit that out just in case there's children watching.
No. So that was also the year that my sister and I, we had a 13-inch black and white TV, same size as my laptop now, black and white TV, and we're up in her room and we're watching Amityville Horror.
Trash.
I got so upset, I threw up in the hallway. My sister runs down to my parents and said, Chet threw up. They said, well, go clean it up. I mean, like, who are these people that raised me?
It's disgusting. We used to cry when we threw up for some reason. It's just, I don't know. Maybe kids do that still. I don't know. But whatever we do, like, I threw up.
Yeah, I cried because that winter, my sister was on the back of the snowmobile with the neighbor's son, Christian. He was driving, and there was a field, and he's driving, and I'm looking from the window upstairs, wanting to be on the back of the snowmobile with Christian. And last story, we had cows on the other side, and we had an electric fence, and
Did you touch it like that girl on Amazing Race?
no. I was trying to get the buttercups that were on the other side and reaching for the buttercups because if you put them underneath your chin, you could see if you like butter. Yeah, if you hold the buttercup underneath your chin and your neck glue blue or glue yellow, then that meant you like butter. But glowed. But in the process of trying to get the buttercups, I kept zapping my forehead, and I would, and my mom would just be washing dishes, looking out the window like, "There he goes again."
Electric fences. We had to mess with.
I'm sorry. We have one more story. So
we do.
We lived out in the country.
We did as well.
One field had Christian, his area that he could do the snowmobile. On the other side, they had cows, and we had a detached garage in the back, which the driveway was all gravel, and I would be afraid at night to go take the garbage all the way down to the end of the street because I knew, like, some Stranger Things was going to get me. So I couldn't wait for daytime where my sister and I would go play in the rain barrels where my father would collect water for the garden.
Okay.
But in the rain barrels, we didn't know there was manure. And we were like, hey, how long can... We would be each in a barrel, and we'd be like, how long can we hold our nose?
That's disgusting.
So my mom is on the phone with my dad. He's at work, and like, oh, what are the kids doing? You know, it's summertime. They're playing. And she's like, oh, they're playing in the rain barrels. And he's like, what are you talking about? There's manure in there. You know, I lived.
Apparently one time me and my sister played in the fish tank at our house. And my sister said, we're playing beach. And we were like in this little fish tank and stuff. But I'm not a big storyteller like you are. And I don't remember much from my childhood. And I don't know why. But I remember a gravel driveway. I remember we lived on a farm. I used to release the horses a lot, and my mother would have to go next door and get the border collies from our neighbor's house to try to get the horses back in. Apparently that was a thing I enjoyed. And I remember Kevin Kildow was our neighbor, and when it would rain, he would lift up his carpet for me and my sister to roller skate in his living room. He was kind of a bachelor hippie. It wasn't a big living room, but it was just...
You guys were doing a lot of turns.
He was doing a lot of weed growing, too.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, he was a great guy. But, yeah. Where are we?
All right. So, thank you for taking us to memory lane.
Well, if you have kids and you're going back to school or whatever, good luck. I'm glad I'm done with
Let
school.
the memories flood. You're going to laugh. You know, like the kids, they're going through their stuff.
Yes.
We went through ours.
I know. It's different times, different era, whatever.
Okay. So, Aaron.
This week.
Oh, that's right.
This past weekend, I went to my first men's knitting retreat. It was crazy enjoyable. I kind of was nervous going in. I don't know, because you go somewhere. I knew a couple people going in, but not that many. I didn't know what to expect. It was down in Federal Way, which is 45 minutes south of us. I think that's what it is. Excuse me. That's enjoyable for everyone. We went down on a Thursday, we, as in me and myself and I, and checked in about 4 o'clock. Everybody showed up between 4 and 6. There was 32 guys there.
Oh, wow.
32 gentlemen, and then everybody stayed the night. Or I think pretty much everyone had their own room, but the rooms were probably about the size of this table, and had a bathroom. So it literally was a bed.
Wait. So you had your own room?
Yes.
You had your own bathroom?
Yes. Very small bathroom, but no showers. So the showers were community showers. There was men's. There was.
What did you say this place?
It was an old nunnery. So.
What'd you call me?
It was an old nunnery. So way back in the day, I guess that's where nuns would do their thing. So most of the stuff was women's bathrooms, but there was a section of men's bathrooms and men's showers.
So what does it use it for?
Now it's just a retreat center. On the other side of us, they had a bunch of ladies there quilting through the weekend. So you'll have to see if you can join them next year, start a men's sewing retreat or something like that. But it was really fun.
That'd be interesting.
We had meals every day. Breakfast was at 8 o'clock in the morning, lunch at 12, and dinner was at 6 o'clock.
Okay, so I want to hear about the meal. So I'm thinking buffet breakfast.
Pretty much, yes.
Lunch was buffet?
Pretty much, yes.
Was dinner buffet?
Kind of. Like they would sit out some things. One night was asparagus, salmon, some mashed potatoes. Salad was always there. There were some vegetarian options for the vegetarians. And there was always like a cheesecake or a chocolate mousse cake at the very end of the day as well. So they fed us really well. Breakfast, sausages, bacon.
So it's with the establishment or
the
retreat.
establishment.
It's their own catering.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And it was good. I mean, it wasn't like I was going into a Daniel's broiler or anything, but there wasn't a time I turned up my nose at anything. So no, it was really good.
And okay, so you said there was 32 people, and where
Yes.
do you think they all came from?
I know where they all came from.
Oh,
so
okay.
there was a gang group from L.A. like Bram, Ken. Who else was there? Chris, a bunch of those people. I think his name is Mark and stuff like James. There was 2 gentlemen from Nebraska who came. I think they came by train as well. So
that's fun.
Dropped them out to the train station. There was a guy from Dallas, a bunch of guys from Vancouver. I think Brad, he came from like Eureka, California. A bunch of people drove. So everybody just kind of convened in this place. The first night after we ate, it was kind of just like a little introduction, like, hey, thanks for coming. There was supposed to be a class taught by a gentleman named Lars. I forget his last name, for more of a lopey kind of knitting for sweaters. But he had to cancel. So Friday they rented a bus and they took us all to 3 different yarn stores in Seattle. They went to Acorn, Serial Knitters, and Makers Mercantile.
Actually, from Federal Way, you went all the way up to Serial Knitters?
Yeah. And
Wow.
Acorn's in kind of the U District. Serial Knitters in Kirkland, and Makers Mercantile is in Kent.
It's too bad they didn't do that on the first day.
That was the first day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was Friday, technically the first day. I missed Acorn and Makers because I took knitting with me, of course. Then the projects I was working on, I left all the yarn here. So since I live close, I said, I'll see you guys at Acorn. Came home to get my stuff. Chip needed a ride to work. Just convenient how that worked out. So I missed Acorn, met everybody at Serial Knitters. Then traffic, because of the holiday of Labor Day, was getting kind of bad. I was just at Makers 2 weeks ago, so I just went back to Dumas Bay because the bus doesn't have to sit through that traffic. You can take the carpool lanes. So I got back right in time for dinner. And then Saturday was just kind of hanging out and knitting all day. If you haven't been to a men's knitting retreat, don't let anything keep you from going. There's a bunch of people who didn't know each other. You just kind of go in there, you start talking, you make new friends. You talk about knitting. There was people spinning. There's people doing socks and tubes. People are doing all kinds of crafts, and they don't mind you if you ask questions. They're more than happy to show you different things. I'm trying to think what else. It was just enjoyable. It also, you get what you put into it. If you go in there to talk to people and get new relationships and just talk, you're totally fine. If you want to go there and kind of go off by yourself and knit by yourself and do things like that, no one's going to say anything as well.
Did people mostly interact with each other? Did people,
yeah,
or
majority of the people did interact with each other. There was no one that was like a really crazy lone wolf that, not crazy,
But you could
a
have.
lone wolf that just went out there. A lot of times we knitted outside because the first day it rained, and the last few days was really nice, and it was just, I didn't want to be cooped up inside, so I went out with a bunch of other people and kind of knitted outside.
I've personally never been to a retreat before, so it's actually kind of nice that you have the option that it's not so structured. I like the idea. My expectation would be that it would be like somewhat structured and say between this time we'll meet up and we'll have open knitting. There's help that's like. Then it would be nice to have a little section that says, "Hey, let's show and tell. Bring us."
There was a show and tell.
Oh,
there
was.
A Saturday night after dinner. There was a silent auction that happened all day Saturday, so you could walk by, put your name. It was yarn. There was a couple of bags, and there was I think Lorna's Laces and Mrs. Crosley were giving away a sweater's quantity of yarn. So
wow.
I bid a couple times on one. I got outbid, which is fine. But after dinner Saturday, they did the silent auction winners. And then after that, there was a show and tell. I didn't show and tell because I felt nervous. Wish I would have done it. Next year I will. That's just my own insecurities about things because new knitters were showing things. Knitters have been doing stuff for 30 years were showing things. And it was just, there's no reason for me to have not shown anything, but I didn't, and now I feel like I should have.
Next year.
Yeah.
Would you? So would you go next year?
I would. I would go next year. Apparently, Seattle is one of the bigger ones that can, since there's 32 people there, and there's one kind of in upstate New York, I think in October. That's kind of a bigger one. But then there's ones across the country that hold like 10 people as their max, 12 people as their max. So I encourage anybody watching this, even if you're in Seattle area, come up to the Seattle one. It was great. Everything was great about it. The place where we stayed, Dumas Bay and Federal Way, was a good location. If you fly into SeaTac, it's a 25-minute ride.
And you got a couple of pictures, right?
Yeah, I got a couple of pictures. I might insert them in here. I didn't take too many pictures, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a really good time, and I don't feel nervous about going to another one. So again, if you go by yourself, you're going to meet people.
That is probably one of the worst things that people always fret about is like when you're going into a new situation, whether it's a retreat or whether it's a guild or something like that, like you got to break the ice sometime, just peel the lid off that cat box and
yeah, definitely. And it's
do it.
Weird things, not weird things, but I was like, oh, looking at people's needles. What kind of needle? You're using Chao-Gu, you're using high sharps. And people are like, oh, do you want to borrow them for a day and see if they work? Or do you want to try the 6-inch, 9-inch circular needles, that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of sharing and sharing your tools and sharing your knowledge throughout the week.
Speaking of tools, talk about your tools.
Oh, okay. So I am knitting. You're going to see, should I just show it now?
Yeah. What are you making?
What am I making? So I am knitting the cobblestone sweater, which is right here. I'm going to lay the pattern right there. Cobblestone sweater. It's by a Brooklyn tweed pattern. I think it might be Jared Flood. I'm not sure, but it's a Brooklyn tweed pattern. And I am using Knit Picks. And I think it's their Mineral Heather. It's gorgeous yarn so far. I have the body done.
May I say something?
Sorry. Yes.
So the designer is Jared Flood.
Okay.
Skill level is intermediate. And this is apparently, I guess they had errata, which is nice. It says that this one is the 3rd version.
Oh.
So that means that you're going to get an up-to-date pattern. And it's a textured yoke pullover.
Oh. Nice. Thanks, Chip.
You're welcome.
So here we are. I haven't done the top of it in the yoke, but this yarn is kind of gorgeous. Again, it's Knit Picks. It's Mineral Heather. It's got some like reds in it and some purples. I'm really digging it. The one thing I don't dig, this is my first top up sweater.
Bottom up.
Bottom up, yes. Sorry, bottom up. Is I had to do magic loop for the arms. So I started at the cuffs and now I'm working my way up, which is right here. I'm starting either the right or the left arm. And I think it's the right 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 arm. And I Magic loop is hard to start with the cast on. I cast it on many, many, many times, and I'm starting to actually get it. There was just a lot of twists, a lot of turns, and it was irritating, whatever. What happened at the retreat, I was going along doing my magic loop, and if you see right here, it was a little tight. I kind of went like this to pull.
Put it right there.
Kind of like this to pull the yarn up, and I pulled this out. Which really didn't make me happy. I said a few words, and I got up to grab some other needles, and while I was doing that, I don't have it right here, but I can show you an example at least. This was laying on the floor next to me, my arm sleeve, and I stepped on one of these, and it snapped off. So I broke 2 cords within 5 minutes.
Okay, so maybe that's 3 things between us that's down. Like, we have no more bad luck.
Why? What else happened? Oh, God.
So I'm using the car on 2 Fridays ago, and I have NPR on, and a certain politician's voice came on, and I'm backing out of the driveway, and I must have flinched or something, and I clicked the clicker and managed to back into the garage door, came down on the hatch, and blew out the glass.
Like all the glass.
Like all the glass.
I heard it because I worked from home on Fridays. Seamus ran upstairs and ran. I was like, what is that? I walked out. I saw it.
Ben?
He's like, and I said, well, this sucks. Because I don't have the temper. Inside, I wasn't like crazy mad. I was more shocked. I was like, because my back window is all messed up. The garage door is
slightly bent.
Slightly bent and off its track.
Luckily, I was able to put it back on its track, and it's just slightly bowed. So the last panel I have to get replaced. It's working, but I need to replace it. Glass, $500. Boom. You know, we could have had whatever. Nope. So first I do that, then you did your double whammy. So maybe we're done with our run of bad luck.
Windows and knitting needles are a little bit different than each other, but yeah, I will go with that. It's kind of a big one.
If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. But yeah, this is the cobblestone sweater I am currently working on. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is I measured my chest. I was like, 47 inches. I think there's a 3 or 4 inches of positive ease. I was like, we're going to be totally good. I knitted it, the body. Never tooking. My friend Bob, who goes to Wednesday knit nights.
Tooking. You remember tooking.
Did I say tooking?
Tooking.
I don't know what that means, so I don't know what happened.
I pieced it together. I remember talking.
I think. So my friend Bob, he made this gorgeous sweater, and he goes to my Wednesday knit nights at So Much Yarn, the men's knit night at So Much Yarn, and he was talking about his sweater, and he goes, well, I made the chest this size, and since my belly is bigger than my chest, I made it this size. Never even hit me that I should have made a bigger size because my tummy is thick. I'm a thick boy there. So
you're not supposed to go up here.
I know, but then I feel like if I would have made it bigger or done something, it's going to... Basically, I'm going to do nothing but sit-ups in September, so this fits like a glove.
September?
All of September, all of October, all of November. Because this part's fine, it's this part. Whatever. I wonder if I should have made a bigger size.
Is this another one of those shrinking yarns?
No, this one is not. Because, well, you saw me put this on, you go, just do subs for a couple of years.
I did not say that.
And it's going to be fine. So, yes, I'm excited about this. The yarn, I'm loving the color, and we are going to move on. That's what I'm working on for that. And let me just, while it's here, y'all, I casted on my first pair of socks.
Yay!
I'm really excited about this. I am doing the vanilla latte pattern, which I've already done incorrectly, but I'm continuing to do it in a little Seamus hair. Continuing to do it in the way that I am going, so I don't have to rip back. It's supposed to be, I think it's a free pattern, yeah. After you do the little cuff here, you're supposed to knit 6, then purl 2. Then the round after that, you knit all the way around, then knit 6, purl 2, knit 6, purl 2, knit. For some reason, I was sitting there, started this at the retreat, and I just did knit 6, purl 2. Didn't knit the second round, the even rounds, and I think it's looking okay, so I'm not super concerned.
So you fixed it?
I didn't fix it. I am kind of creating my own thing.
So 0 to hero.
Zero to hero. So I'm debating if I want to go back or not. Most of the guys I talked to at the retreat said that they usually cast on like 76 or something like that stitches for their socks because they have bigger legs and feet. This calls for 72. So even if these don't fit me, I want to learn how to make a sock, and then I can donate this to somebody with smaller feet.
Oh.
If that makes... Oh, look at that one. Hi. The yarn is Black Trillium Fibers yarn, and it is in the color of pearl. It's got some pinks and a little bit of orange in there. And these needles I actually picked up at Serial Knitters because they were in the clearance rack. These are 2.75 needles. They are square instead of round, and they're on a 40-inch cord. I'm very excited about these. So I'm excited for my first pair of socks.
Talk more about...
They are going a little bit slower than
Talk
normal.
more about the yarn.
It's gray. No. It's a pebbled sock yarn, 100% superwash merino, 100 grams, 380 yards. I think they call it pearl because it's kind of like a pearlish color. I think that's where the pinks and oranges come from. Unless you can see something different in there.
No, so it's nice. I mean, it's like it's not hitting you over the head with the pinks and the oranges.
No, and I wanted something for my first sock that I could see because it's smaller yarn than I'm working with. Like I've worked with fingering weight already with shawls and stuff like that. But since it's such a tight knit and some socks, I want to make sure it was something that I could see. Like if I started a black yarn, I didn't want to be like, where's the hole and stuff like that.
Gosh, yeah.
So that's why I'm starting with this.
Nice.
So I'm curious to know how these are going to turn out.
Now,
for my first pair.
The interesting thing is you look like Margaritaville.
It is. So when I brought these bags out at the knitting retreat, many gentlemen made comments like, I love your bags. I said, these are chip bags. I go, I have my own bag maker. I still love these bags. This is the first time I've used this one. But I remember when you made it.
Yeah. Now, you did mention that somebody said, are those metal zippers?
Yeah, they were concerned. They're like, are those metal zippers? I said, yes, they are metal zippers because you told me that plastic zippers melt when you do make them.
Yeah, so I don't fool around with the plastic ones.
Yeah, but people were saying that they love your bags. I said, maybe he should do a pop-up shop next year. And he goes, well, if they're going to do a pop-up shop, maybe he should do one for the silent auction. So if I do go next year, it'd be nice.
Sounds like I should donate is what they're asking for.
You can donate a bag or two after you finish Robin's, of course.
Okay.
That's yes. For a
How
few
about
months
me?
Ago. Okay, let's get into you. What are you making?
We've just had 20 minutes of A/B time.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So once upon a time, earlier, actually it was just getting into summer, so I was going to do the Gnome Angel Sew-Along, which is kinship. It's a sampler quilt, 100 blocks, 100 days. And after the first couple of days, I was just like, what am I doing? Like, why do I want to put myself through? It wasn't the actual blocks that were like a lot. It's just that constant having to post every day.
Yeah.
And this particular one, with the Gnome Angel is the sponsor, they're pretty fussy on how you're supposed to post and in what manner, and like I was losing a little bit of the fun factor, so I said, you know what, I'm going to make this, but I'm going to make it for me. And so I just opted out of the sew along. I think I was spoiled by Alison Glass's trinket so long, because it was really just...
That was put together really well, even from what I saw, and I'm not even part of it.
It was put together well, and the cadence is relaxed. Like, this didn't even give you weekends. Like, you had to post on weekends. You were committed for 100 straight days, and I was just like, I've got a life to live.
I gotta go to the bank today.
But I do have about 30. I'm about a third of the way through with my blocks, and I just think they're fun. Like, you have squares.
That is fun.
And so I'm doing all of mine in blues and greens, and I'm probably going to do some sashing in between the blocks. And I really love the gray. Talk about like the Fiber Hustle yarn from Dye House.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are our colors.
These are 100% our colors.
Yeah. So I'm stealing from my stash, and I might need some more gray, but I'm just gonna show you a quick...
Sorry, did you mention how big this is going to be when finished?
You're more than welcome to look.
I gotta read.
Look on the back page, or on the back cover. I love these lines.
I don't know what these means. Like, what is a kitchen sink layout?
Oh, so the kitchen sink layout is meaning that you're butting each block together.
Okay.
Versus with sashing.
And plaid layout?
So that's more, I'm going to be doing sashing.
Okay.
So in between each block, there will be...
It's going to be big. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah. So, almost there.
Is this something you would like to plan to have finished by the end of the year? You're doing such a good job modeling this stuff, Seamus.
I really like this one.
I like that one too.
Some of them, I was like, okay, I'm not getting fancy, but I like the variations of color. Some of them are... And you know what? I will say, for people who... We've got a lot of people that comment that they would love to sew, but they don't think they can do it. This is a sampler that is going to teach you all of your basic stitches, and your this one I love.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Love that one.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm loving all these, and I'm loving. It's probably going to be great when it's finished. I'm sorry that the actual process of the contest so long.
Yeah,
is
so
not what you were looking for.
Like, certain things are going to post. They want you to post on this particular one. Wanted you to post on Instagram or on Facebook and hashtag that company.
Okay.
So I get it. It's a means of advertising. But at the same time, they were very, very picky on how you were to post your pictures. And at the same, like, I'm thinking at a certain point, this is my project. So I wasn't really up for her rules on how I...
Breaking the law.
Yeah, on how I like my brand to look. So, like, I would just take a picture, and then who wants to look at the ugly edges? And so that was illegal. Like, I couldn't crop my picture. And I was just like, yeah, that and some other things, I was just like, you are too much for me.
You're a bit much.
Well, and it's funny. So, like, that's why I think I would love the sewing.
This one looks difficult.
It wasn't. I think that's why I would like the idea of going to a retreat, because you're in and you're out. It's not an ongoing commitment. And like this one I've done in green.
For the quilters and sewers out there, if you know of a retreat Chip can go on, or if we have any men that do quilts, maybe you guys can start your own retreat somewhere.
I would. It's just that's a lot of commitment to set up, but
especially
I
if you
would
come
like
from
to.
far away, it's hard to take a sewing machine and all that stuff on the plane. So you'd have to meet locals pretty much.
Yeah. Almost done. Almost done. I promise. This one I love too. You know what that one is?
Flying geese.
You got it. Hee hee. What was I gonna say? Oh, so I think that's why I would love to go to a retreat, because it's low stakes.
Yeah.
You know, you can learn something, and it's not an ongoing commitment. But if you go join a guild, now it's like you get ongoing commitments, and there's politics, and that's not for me.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, I'd love the sharing and all that, and like whatever their challenges are, but you gotta like the group. And so like that's why if you do a retreat, you don't like it, don't go back next year.
Very true. No, I loved mine. I highly suggest if there's a retreat in your area, go. If you're a man and you want to go to a men's retreat, try it and go. I know there's one they're trying to get more people for one that's going to start hopefully in April in Ohio, in Amish country. I think they need 6 more people. It's like a big kind of mansion house. So if you're in the Ohio area and you're a dude, check out, I think it's men's nitty retreats. And it'll take you, if you type in that to
We'll
Google,
put it in the thing below.
It'll come up below. Yay!
All right, so that was Kinship. Still go out and you can either buy the hard copy pattern or the downloadable PDF. Either way, I believe that they're errata for the book printout. And I think they may have cleaned up the errata for the digital download. Either way, I think they're the same price. So for me, I'd rather have a hard copy, because over the years, I always lose everything on my computer.
I get it.
All right. So also what I am making, and Cafe Fawcett, I never say that name right. I am going with his stripes.
Should we move Cat so people can see stuff?
He's good.
Okay, so you can't see Cat here except for a little ear
So
right here. So
I have about 30 some different fabrics between stripes and between solids. So I've already finished one, but I'm making 4 different quilts. Actually, I'm making four quilts, generally of the same thing. So I've done my first one, and you are more than welcome to. This is a kid size.
it's a big kid.
Couch blanket. I absolutely love.
Should we take the picture, the thumbnail now?
Sure.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
All right. So I've got this, and it's really, really fun. So all I did was I didn't take this onto the.
Fine, hold it. You got it?
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't put this on the long arm only because I was doing straight lines. And for sitting down doing straight lines, it's easier to use a walking foot on my domestic. But it's really, what I did is a double stitch. So a little bit thicker here. And then I did a bunch of single stitches. And what I really, really liked, beside the solids are all, I always want to call them common threads, but it's, I'm going to have the name in the link below. Dang, I wish I knew the name of the company. It's their Tonals collection.
It's amazing how when you stitch this, how much it opened it up and like just made it. It's like, I think quilting's like blocking in the knitting world. It just kind of opens things up and makes it look so much nicer.
Oh yeah,
Just a little bit more texture and things like that.
So I've got the 4. So the other 3 blankets or quilts, I've got them in various stages of progress. So that way I'm going to do a very, very quick side hustle to show how to make this. And I really hope other people get inspired by this, because there's no real pattern that I used for this. I just chose I chose the size of my rectangles, And then I just pieced them together, and then I used a pattern. I actually saw a little sliver of a picture online, and I was like, oh, I'm really inspired by that. And it's something I could bang out, and I did. It was really, really, really simple.
AccuQuilt or no AccuQuilt?
Oh, heck yes.
Okay.
So I did all the cutting through AccuQuilt, but you definitely don't have to. But look forward to my... I don't even have a name for this. You guys, maybe you could help me out with a name. Name it. So if you've got an idea, just shout out at Fiber Hustle and let us know what we should call it.
Cool.
All right, so I made it.
Woohoo!
And that's all I've got to show for myself.
Really? I think Seamus is trying to tell me something. What is it? All right, if you want to, Seamus.
What?
We have more.
What did you buy?
I didn't buy anything, but I just want people to know we could have another giveaway.
She
just
gave
for
you
YouTube.
more?
Yes. We have 2 more sets. We have 2 more fiber hustles, and we have 2 more side hustles.
Yay, serial knitters.
I know, really? Yay, serial knitters. So, in case you forgot, we're going to do the Instagram and Facebook. You put a elementary school picture of yourself up and put at Fiber Hustle, so you have to tag us, and then the hashtag hustle back to school.
Okay, so that's one.
That's one way of winning this or this.
So you've got 2 giveaways there. Hashtag hustle back to school.
For the cool kids that actually watch us on YouTube, we want you to leave a comment. Chip, you're good about what kind of comments that you want people to leave.
Okay, so when I was in school, I was a good kid, but I wasn't an angel.
Mouthy as always?
Mouthy? No, I like to talk.
It's that mouth.
Things have never changed. I like to talk. I have always liked to talk. When I got my report card, they would say, very good, very good, very good, very good. Behavior, incorrigible. I still, to this day, I don't know what incorrigible means.
Computer, what does incorrigible mean?
As an adjective, incorrigible is usually defined as not corrigible, bad beyond correction or reform. As a noun, incorrigible is usually defined as a person who's incorrigible. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for incorrigible.
So basically you're a bad kid.
I was a bad kid. So that's what the nun, and I kid you not, she had a ruler. Though I had to go to the principal's office, she had a ruler. So I guess I was incorrigible because one day all the bus drivers were all in a huddle waiting for the kids to get on the bus. Somebody decided that they were going to lock us out, so they pulled the switch and it closed the doors and I couldn't get on. And I'm like, come on, get on, let me on. I finally thought I could kick between the 2 glass panes and open it. Nope, that thing was locked. I didn't touch the glass, but one of the glass panes fell in. And so the bus driver, when he comes back, I'm stupid enough, I own up to it. What is he going to do? So he puts the glass behind his seat, and off we go. The first turn he made, the glass fell and shattered. So little chubby Chip was kicked off the bus. Then he had to start riding his bike to school, and there was a lizard in my shirt one day.
Is this Florida or Pennsylvania?
This is Florida. By the time we moved
Okay.
back to Florida, I'm riding 4 miles to school on my bike because I was kicked off the bus, and all of a sudden I'm just like the whole way I'm feeling something in my shirt. Finally, at like mid-morning, I go in the bathroom and I'm just trying to go like this with my shirt, and a lizard falls out on the floor. A lizard, and I was so like, oh my God, this lizard traveled 4 miles. He had never seen beyond our yard before.
He's just on an adventure.
He was on an exotic tour.
It's
So
like E.T.
we want to know what your, what was the thing I called it earlier?
Oh, what was your naughty moment?
What-
Naughtiest moments in school?
Yes. What is your naughtiest moment in school?
Did you get caught smoking in the boys' room?
Did you get in fist fights?
Yeah, did you...
Were you the bully?
Yeah, were you the bully? I hope you weren't, but were you the bully? And I don't have any good stories like that. I was an angel. I was a good kid. I had a father that didn't tolerate much, so we were very good.
I was very good, and I was always told not to show your ass out in public.
Yeah, I was a hyper kid, so I'd get like talked to, but I wasn't like, I don't know, I wasn't doing anything bad. Because we were told if we got detentions or anything like that, you're walking home, and we lived kind of far from school, and just Daddy didn't put up with that kind of stuff.
Great. So
Great.
we have two.
Yes.
So what do we have to give away?
So again, below in the YouTube comments, what was your naughtiest moment in school? You can win these, or you can win these.
In the meantime,
Yes.
what else are you working on?
I'm not working on anything, but I have some finished projects, so give me a second to get those. Okay. Right here, my first thing is this. If you are a new knitter, this is probably a scarf that you want to make if you're a little bit intimidated. I've been stash busting because you have all this gorgeous yarn in your stash, and you're just like, what am I going to do with it? And this yarn's been there for a while. I didn't know what to do with it, and I was between the cobblestone sweater. I was thinking about making it, so I didn't want to do something that was too difficult. So this is a Tin Can Knits free pattern, and this one is called, I think it's the wheat scarf. Let me check. Yes, wheat scarf. Tin Can Knits free pattern. It's a lot of garter stitch, but in the middle we have some stockinette. And I have to say that this
It's really,
looks
really
like
pretty.
It was
Really,
done by
really
a
pretty.
machine. My stitches look perfecto.
So I think you could totally wear this pumpkin picking this year.
I could. I don't know if I want to give it to a
Oh my God,
family
look at that.
member or...
I love this transition right here.
Yeah, it's
That
gorgeous.
is just gorgeous. And just like this makes me crave fall.
Yeah, and when I was making it, I was thinking fall. And this is Malabrigo Rios yarn in the colorway of Volcan. Volcan.
So wait, Malabrigo realness?
Malabrigo Realness. Rios yarn, which we can start calling realness.
I absolutely
very
am in love
easy
with that.
pattern. If you're someone who gets bored easy though, I would not suggest it because it does take a little bit of time. If you make one mistake on this pattern as well, you'll see it. I had to rip it back a couple times because I would get to like about, let's say, start here and I get better here. Then I realized right about here, I did this stockinette part right here or vice versa. So you'd have to rip back.
He gets caught up in Little House on the Prairie.
I know, I just can't take my eyes off of it.
But you know what? Okay, so one design feature that I'm really drawn to is how this just nestles in here. Mm-hmm. Like is this ribbing?
Yeah, it's stockinette, yeah.
Stockinette.
Yeah.
So to me it looks like ribbing, but I just love this transition right here. It's really pretty.
Yeah, it's a great yarn.
I think
I picked to toot my own horn. I picked the perfect yarn
Could
for the
I say it
perfect
for
pattern.
you? I was going to say that you picked the perfect pattern
It was just
for the perfect yarn.
staring. It was just I want to touch it.
No!
Again. I was gonna put it on and model it.
You've had it for how long?
I finished probably a month ago.
Oh, what's happened here?
Probably because you're going
No.
and touching it and ripping it, and it
You
just
need to
needs be
finish
so-
your end.
Again, you touching things. I think I was working on this on the last podcast. And I said, maybe I came up with this pattern. I didn't. I kind of looked it up. It's another Tin Can Knits free pattern. It is their simple yet effective cowl. And this is another stash bust. I can't tell you what this yarn is. It did not have a label. I don't know if it's acrylic, yak, Peruvian wool. I'm going to probably say acrylic. But it has a nice color change through it. What happened? And we went somewhere. It's Chip just wrote notes that it's ugly. You're such an asshole. Okay, they can't all be winners. But anyways, I made this cowl. You can choose your own color, so it's not ugly. But it's just, you knit a bunch of knits, you purl a bunch of purls, and it comes up with this kind of pattern here. And then in the wintertime, it's a little...
Actually, you know what? It looks so much better on.
My hair needs some... I look so... whatever. I don't care.
It looks good on.
Then you put up your jacket in those
Yeah.
chilly winter Seattle days, which it really doesn't get that chilly here. But yeah, or maybe you can wear it as a headband or something like that. Yeah. But again, I wish I could tell you what, nice, what yarn this was. But I cannot. But another Tin Can Knits free pattern. Great for beginners if you want to try that. The last thing I have is pretty impressive. I got some Noro yarn from Goodwill 3 years ago when I was still crocheting. It was a bag of 3 little skeins of it, and it was like $3. Didn't even know what Noro was, but I liked the color. So I looked up some patterns since I was trying to stash bust, and I found the Entrelac scarf pattern, which is supposed to go with the Noro yarn. And I love it. And I would love to do it again in some other colors. I will tell you, let's see if we can show it right here, that I had 2 balls of their Silk Garden in my little thing I got. Silk Garden is color number 301, lot A, because they really don't give you colors there. And I had 1 ball of their, what is it? Kurion, Kureyon. So I had 2 Silk Gardens and 1 of these. This is 100% wool, and this one is silk, kid mohair, and lamb's wool. But I mixed them together anyways because I didn't want to spend extra money. I tried to find the Silk Garden colorway, but it was discontinued, and I found one online for like $15 and like $80,000 to ship. So I said, I can't do that. So if you notice right here, here's the Silk Garden. It's really, texture's kind of different. Then once you get about here is when I moved on to the 100% wool. And you can totally tell a difference. It's a little bit thicker and acts a little bit more like wool does.
So are you considering this like a prototype, or what is this for you?
Why would I consider it a prototype?
Because you never did that before.
I don't know if that's called a prototype, is it? Because it's a Entrelac, I forget, I think it was a free pattern as well. It's by Allison Locicero, Locicero, from Freckles and Pearls. Locicero. So
no, it's really fun because it's like there's discrete color changes.
Yes. I blocked it. I did like it more before it was blocked because it seemed, I don't know how to describe this. So it's flatter now. So when I was working on it, it kind of went over like this, so the humps were a little bit higher.
It had more of a trapunto.
Yeah, and once I blocked it, it kind of flattened out. So if you are making this, this is what it looks like when it's blocked. So I don't know if I would block the next one or maybe block it as heavy because it lost a little bit of its depth and texture once I did block it.
That look that you're talking about is the same thing in quilting. It's called trapunto.
Okay. Wasn't the fastest knit. Once you get the pattern down, it's pretty easy, but I really enjoyed it. Sue from Serial Knitters saw it and she goes, I'm going to find a sweater pattern for you. And how awesome would this be in a sweater? I mean, it would take a long time, but it would be pretty awesome.
Now, you wouldn't do the whole sweater in that.
Yeah.
I would just do like maybe kind of like it's a Charlie Brown kind of thing.
I don't know. I think a whole sweater would be kind of cool. Or, you know what? If you make a sleeveless vest, aren't all vests sleeveless? Specifics, whatever. Like a vest, I think it would be kind of cool in this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would probably, yeah.
And that's all I have for... You made that?
You made that.
But no, I'm very happy. I just wish I would have used Silk Garden or the 100% wool one through the whole way. You really can't tell from a distance, but if you get a little bit closer, you can kind of be like, yeah, I can kind of see where there's some changes. It is getting hot up in here. I am warm.
It is. That's the one thing. It's like these glasses always want to slide, but I don't want to bother with my problems.
Thanks. Nobody wants to hear about that.
The glass is empty.
All
All right. It sounds like that's all we got for now.
Oh, really?
So
I still had more to show.
you said that's all I have to done.
For you made that, but I have something I'm going to make later. Do you want me to just tell you on the next podcast?
Yeah, we're already at over an hour.
Okay. I guess I won't share all the cool stuff I got at the retreat and stuff.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it's all right. No.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
I didn't know.
I was going to tell you that when we were at the retreat, I was going to save it for, kind of things that we got or had to have it. So one thing we got from the retreat is not here. Give me a second. Oh.
All right, so
Okay.
hold on. Before we might have some sound issues.
It's getting warm in here.
Okay.
Okay. So the first night we were there, they had bags that were set up after dinner that you can go grab, and they had a bunch of goodies in them. One of the things we got from Church House Yarns and Teas. Church House is on, I think it's in Bremerton or Bainbridge Island.
This is your swag that they give you?
Yes, this is swag. The swag alone is worth the trip. So we got a notepad and a pen from Church House. They're on Bainbridge Island. Never been there, but a lot of people really rave about Church House yarns. They have like the Brooklyn tweeds and all kinds of yarns and stuff. But they have some a pen, a little notebook, a little. What would you consider this?
That is an embroidered patch.
An embroidered patch that looks like a crown, which is very nice of Church House Yarns to donate that.
Giving this away.
No, I am not.
You're keeping that.
I'm probably going to keep that. And let's see what else we have in here. Lorna's Laces donated some yarn as well. I love Lorna's Laces. They had, some of the bags had like a turquoise kind of variegated thing. This one is all black. Since I'm a darker person, I'm not a big turquoise fan. I made sure I try to go for this.
Turquoise.
This one, Cloud Gate, 90% superwash merino wool and 10% nylon, approximately 120 yards. It is soft, you all. It's
not this soft.
It's not as soft as Seamus, but it is black as night. And I'm probably going to make a hat or something with this one. Thank you, Lorna's Laces. Then we all got, there's several different colors of Lopi yarn, which I don't actually have any Lopi yarn. So
Were people trading?
There might have been a few trades that happened. I didn't trade any of my stuff because I was excited about it. Lopi, I know a lot of sweaters are made out of it. Not the softest yarn. If you want to, have you ever touched Lopi yarn?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Scratchy.
It's a little scratchy. It's Icelandic. I think it's Icelandic wool, if I'm correct. So let me check it out.
Is that because I don't have a developed palette?
It's because you don't have a soul.
Okay.
I don't know, actually. Then, Ken, who is a person who came to the retreat, very nice guy from LA, has a little side hustle where he makes jams and stuff. So
Raspberry
mango jam.
Raspberry mango?
I'm a huge mango fan, and I love raspberries, so I'm really excited to try this. But that was so sweet of him to bring all these up for everybody.
I love his
packaging is great.
What?
And his package is great. His packaging is great. So that was very nice.
Oh, I love that color.
Now, two other things that I want to taste it. I just haven't tasted it yet.
Lime juice is in this.
That's fine. I wonder if that keeps it the color it is.
That's really,
because you know how you put lemon on stuff so it doesn't turn brown and all that good stuff?
Yeah, look at that. It's just like, it looks fresh.
It does.
Nice.
Okay, so one of the themes for the yarns that were donated, not these two this year, was Stonewall, because it was 50 years of Stonewall. And Hazel Knits, when they asked them to think about Stonewall when they were dyeing the yarns, if I think I have this story correct, this is a one-of-a-kind yarn, and when they were going back, let me see if I can bring up some pictures real quick. When the person who dyed this yarn was going back, looking at articles and things about Stonewall, that said they were all black and white newspaper print, which makes sense because this was 68. Yeah, 1969. And just going back and looking at these, they kind of thought with the black and white, they would make it some like newspaper colored, but they would speckle it with a little bit of the pride colors. Now, I think that's what I think that's what I got out of it. If that is not correct, I do apologize. But if you notice, it's kind of a newspaper color, and it has all the little speckles of kind of the pride flag and rainbow and stuff like that.
They sure as heck do.
Yes.
Now, it doesn't hit you over the head saying,
No.
I'm pride. And this is something that is, I think, a little bit more mindful. And it's like, hey, it has meaning to me, but you don't have to hit the universe over the head with a unicorn spitting up glitter.
Well, this next one is going to be a unicorn spitting up glitter, Chip.
How big is this bag?
There's a lot in here. So this one...
Oh, I like this one.
From Capri Fiber Arts is also, they thought about Stonewall. And let me show you the picture that this was, I don't say modeled after or inspired by.
Capri Fiber Arts.
For those in the know, Marcia P. Johnson. It's Johnson, right? Yes, it's Johnson. This was inspired by this picture and kind of her crown head thing going on here. And if you look at them together, you can see that exactly in the yarn.
This is nothing but, this is severely happy.
It is happy. Because she looks happy in the picture as well. She is one of the drag queens, transgendered people who kind of led the fight with that day at Stonewall for the 3 days of riots.
I absolutely love what they did here.
Yeah, and it's just, this was the inspiration, and you can totally see that. Just like you can totally see the newspaper print in this as well.
Woohoo. I think they really did. See, I like it when people are thoughtful.
Yeah, it's very thoughtful. Then, on the second day, we got another goodie bag from Maker's Mercantile, which had a pattern by Kyle, who works at Maker's. If you see right there,
how did they even pay for the rooms?
Exactly. Had a hat pattern, and then they donated their Would-Be A-Gauge brand yarn, which is 144 yards, 132 meters, 100-gram hank. It's 47% bamboo, 37% superwash merino, and 60% nylon. I think this is a newer yarn that came out. So they gave you the yarn
is so soft.
And the pattern that you can do something with.
Now, is this going to drive you crazy? Because...
Is it splitty?
It's splitty. It's very splitty.
We will find out.
But it's soft.
It's
y'all.
very soft.
Like, this is the kind of thing that... is this sock?
Let me see. Let's say 5 millimeter. I don't think so. It does look. It looks more sportish, but I'm not sure.
So what I really like is this local? Yes, it is. Made in Seattle.
Yes.
And made in Taiwan.
Made in Taiwan.
This is designed in Seattle, made in Taiwan, and named for one of our
islands. Would-Be Island.
Would-Be Island.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to use it.
So it's very, very, very
you get enough swag to pay for just going.
Your lodging, your food.
Yeah. They also gave us a pen that has a ruler on it.
Wait, what?
And then you can check. Okay. You can
check the
gauge.
Oh. I was like, how can I incorporate this into my toolbox?
Good God.
So you've got a nice ruler and
a pen. Yep. You have a tape measure that says Maker's Mercantile right here. And then we have some Post-it notes, and it's kind of a little happy face. Then you open it up and you have some Post-it notes in there. And they also had a bag they gave you, but to be honest, we have enough bags in this house that I did not grab it.
Oh.
And I think...
What else did they give you?
That's all they gave us. But real quick, when we went on the store tour, I went to Serial Knitters. I loaded up on some stuff.
Is this upside down?
This is the upside. Yeah, usually I'm not the one who buys, and I know this is going kind of long, but we're gonna be good. When I was in there, Ken bought the Strange Brew book from Tin Can Knits, and I have that book as well. And he picked out a pattern, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do one of these patterns. I don't have a picture of it. I can put it up in a little bit. The Mountain Mist sweater, and I have picked myself these colors.
Okay, let's clean up your
Mountain Mist sweater.
Your mountain of goodies.
I know, right?
Okay.
Sorry, it's a very heavy.
So
Aaron
where's
episode,
your pattern?
But I don't have it. That's why you're gonna have to look it up online, or I'll show a picture
Because
of the pattern.
you were gonna show the order.
It's gonna go
the body.
Yes, this is gonna be. Can I touch?
Where's the other one?
So basically, it's gonna go in this order.
Yep.
So this is going to be the body, this dark gray. This is all woolstock worsted by Blue Sky Fibers.
So this is the body and the sleeves?
Yes, body and sleeves. It's 100% fine Highland wool. So right here, the body.
And
then the little color work that is on top, like this is going to go next to my neck. Because we started with some other stuff and everybody kept on holding up yarns like, oh, with your complexion, you should probably start with this one. Then we're going to go to this color, which I don't know if that's the color, which just says October Sky. Which one was this? This one is Gray Harbor. This is kind of like let's see what it says. Gravel. There's a word after it, but it cuts off. And the darker one, that's going to be the body yaddy yaddy, is Cast Iron. Which I'm super excited about because...
Gravel Road.
It looks like... is that what it said? Super excited about it because...
Like this?
I think it's going to... No. We decided this.
Okay.
Are you not satisfied with that?
No. I was just asking because I didn't know the correct placement when I put it back.
Okay. So, and I got two more things, so I'm going to make it quick. Yeah, I spent a little bit at Serial Knitters. I got their Dye House yarn. If you watched the show a few months ago... We gave away some Iron Throne yarn. I wanted my own Iron Throne yarn. So I'm going to make a hat with this.
Oh, I like that.
I like that color as well. And then I got this color, which is, an oak. Oak! It's a one of a kind Bridal Trails DK, 250 yards. And this is a really soft. Both of these are super soft. I'm meeting my sister in Arizona in October. I think we're going to go, we are going to the Grand Canyon little brother-sister trip. I thought about making myself a hat and then maybe surprising her with a hat. And then we could wear the hats together because we're brother and sister and we're awesome. So I'm going to make her a hat out of this. Don't know the pattern yet. And make myself a hat out of that.
Love it.
I don't know what the pattern is yet.
So you guys have seen the Iron Throne.
Yes.
So that's your grays and your greens.
What I love about this one, it's kind of like a tannish color, but it's just like, let me see, slightly speckled with just everything. Like there's some oranges and yellows, then you turn it, there's some more greens and some blues and stuff. I mean,
that's a really delicate touch when they're putting in that just a little bit.
Yeah,
they're not like spraying it down and like trying to change the entire Hank color.
And one thing I noticed
is this a Hank?
This is a Hank, yes. They have changed their they got new labels. So right here is the new Dye House label. A little heart here, Dye House, and the Fiber Hustle ones, because they were dyed a little bit earlier, have the old labels.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Debbie, thank you very much again.
Yes, thank you very much. And I think that is all I have, but I had to show you the goody stuff we got from the Men's Knitting Retreat and my next sweater, which I'm excited about. That's it. You may do whatever. Make the show stop.
All right, so today is Labor Day, and we would like to shout out to the people in the southeast and up the coast, making sure that everybody is safe and can craft on.
Woohoo!
And make sure that all of your kids and your neighbors' kids get to school safely and on time. Do not pass a stopped bus. Make sure to obey the rules. Use your turn signals.
And have your pets spayed or neutered.
Yes, but we will see you next time. And thanks for watching.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.